our senior dietitians, Kalpana ma'am, Momdi, everybody has joined. So very good evening, everyone. Today's session will be on the maturity onset diabetes of the young. Though this is not so common in India, but still we will learn many new things about this maturity onset diabetes in young. In at what age group we find this diabetes mellitus, why the insulin is deficient or resistance, what are the clinical features, what are the diagnostic criteria, everything, and along with the medical nutrition therapy, treatment, self-monitoring blood glucose, why it is important, and when to do the self-monitoring blood glucose, and overall, there will be a Q&A session. So Q&A session will be going to be very interesting, and I also request all the students and even my senior faculties or senior dietitians who have joined, please be with us for the Q&A session. So Indrani, let us move into the introductions of the participants. Move on to the next slide, please. So now the introduction, history and epidemiology of MODY will be described by Brishti Roy. She is from Purulia. She has completed her BSc from Nisrarini Women's College and MSc from Mednapur City College. And next, Chandana will be describing the pathophysiology and the medical nutrition therapy. She belongs from Purulia. She is also from the same college, Nistarini College, and MSc from Vidyasagar University. Next, moving on to Arpita Choudhury. She will be describing on the clinical features and the risk factors. She is from Kolkata, Behala, and she has completed her MSc from IGNOU, that is KPC Medical College and Hospital, and BSc from University of Calcutta. And she has also completed 3 months internship in KPC Medical College. Ankita Ojha will be describing the diagnostic criteria and treatment. That will be a very important part for all of us to know, even for the student. What is the diagnostic criteria of diabetes and what is C-peptide? How will you recognize type 1, type 2, MODY, LADA, whatever. And she is also from Purulia. She done her BSc from Nistarini College, Purulia, and MSc from Vidyasagar University. And Anushwa Haldar will be telling about the do's and don'ts. That is also another important thing to know about the do's and don'ts, that what to do and what to avoid in this disease. And that will be described by Anushwa. And she is both MSc and BSc from Calcutta University. And Pallavi, they will be describing the another most important part, the education. Because as a diabetes educator, most of you have completed your diabetes educator course. So you know very well the importance of education, SMBG, how to take insulin, where to store insulin, what is hypoglycemia, how to treat hypoglycemia. Everything will be described by Pallavi De. She is from Bardhaman and BSc from Bardhaman University and MSc from West Bengal University of Health Science. Now the last and the not the least, that the conclusion part and summary and the Q&A session will be handled by Suparna Mondal. She is BSc from University of Calcutta, MSc from Vidyasagar University. She completed her internship in ILS Hospital. She also worked a few months in VLCC and also done her internship from Park Clinic Nursing Home as well. She is a freelance dietitian now and working as a bariatric nutritionist, and she is working as a private consultant. So now moving on to the next slides, and I will invite Brishti to have the introduction history. We will know the history of Indrani, can you please change the slide? Because yes. Thank you. So Brishti, welcome. You unmute yourself and you just give the introduction of MODY. Yes, sir? Yes.
So hello, evening to I am so in
Brishti, there is a problem in your network. If you just take a second and rejoin again, just leave the session and rejoin again.
okay, sir.
Now it is audible, Brishti. You can continue. Okay. So we will know what is MODY and what is the history of MODY, because last few days we are describing on LADA, we are describing on type 1, we are describing on cystic fibrosis, and the last topic will be tomorrow, that is MRDM. That is also very important, malnutrition related diabetes mellitus. So that will be our last topic for the uncommon diabetes topic. Yes, Brishti, you are visible and audible. You can start. Your voice is not audible. Yes, Brishti, try. Yes. Okay. Yes, you are audible.
So, am I audible now?
Thank you, Brishti. You can start.
Thank you, sir. Hello and good evening to everyone. I am Rishti Roy. So, in today's session, we are going to discuss about a rare type of diabetes. So, the vast majority of people with diabetes have type 2, about 85 to 90% of them. On the other hand, uh, on the other hand, type 1 diabetes make up another 8 to 10%. With a little bit of training and some clinical experience, it's not that challenging. It's not that hard to figure out what type of diabetes a person has. But what happens when somebody does not quite fit into type 1 or type 2 group? So today we team B will present a rare and often underdiagnosed form of diabetes, that is MODY. So let's see what actually MODY is. So MODY stands for maturity onset diabetes of the young. It is a rare form of diabetes which is different from both type 1 and type 2 diabetes and runs strongly in families. MODY is caused by a mutation in single gene. So in short, maturity onset diabetes of the young or MODY refers to any of several hereditary forms of diabetes mellitus which is caused by mutation in an autosomal dominant gene disrupting insulin production. MODY is a monogenic form of early onset diabetes mellitus, which is usually identified in childhood, adolescence, and young adulthood. It is characterized by non-ketotic DM, autosomal dominant transmission, and onset before 25 years of age and pancreatic beta cell dysfunction. Next slide, please. Now let's look into the history of MODY. In 1975, the term MODY or maturity onset diabetes of the young was first described by Robert Tattersall and Stephen Fajans. They described the term in a classic paper which was published in the journal named Diabetes. At that time, diabetes was classified into two types only on the basis of the age of onset. So they were MOD and GOD. MOD stands for maturity onset diabetes and GOD stands for growth onset diabetes. In case of MOD, the onset of diabetes was above 40 years of age, and in case of GOD, the onset was below 40 years of age. It was generally presumed that all MODY would be similar to what is classified as type 2 DM now, which can be treated without insulin. And on the other hand, the GOD was considered to be similar to type 1 DM or insulin dependent DM. So Tattersall and Fajans described a group of young onset children, adolescents, and young adults with diabetes. They did not need insulin and they were successfully treated with oral hypoglycemic agents. These patients were classified as MODY patients because the onset was at a young age and it was different from GOD, which we call type 1 diabetes today. But at that time, the genetics of MODY was unknown. Later in 1992, the first MODY gene was discovered, and after that different types of subtypes of MODY or from MODY 1 to MODY 14 were identified, each with specific genetic defect in one or the other chromosome. Next slide, please. Now let's see what about the prevalence of MODY in other countries. A current data suggests that the estimated prevalence of MODY is 1 case per 10,000 in adults and 1 per 23,000 children. That means MODY is more prevalent in adults. The prevalence of MODY varies by country. In this table, we can see that different MODY prevalence in different countries. We can see that in UK, the prevalence is about 2.5%, and in the USA, the estimated prevalence is about 1.2% of all pediatric diabetes mellitus. And the prevalence of MODY is in diabetic patients below 35 years of age is 0.24 in Western Australia. Now let's take a look on the Indian scenario. Change slide.
So can you please change the slide, Indrani?
So if we talk about diabetes, India is second with regard to the prevalence. India is home to more than 62 million diabetes at present, and this number is expected to rise 100 million by 2030. So it's very sign. There are so many people who are undiagnosed and unaware that they are count that, then India might position with regard to prevalence. Now about MODY, 7% of autosomal inheritance in India. CAR research.
Drishti, you can switch off your video. Your voice is breaking. If you can switch off your video, your like connectivity can increase. You switch off your video and keep your audio on. Continue. Yes, please continue, Brishti.
Talk about MODY. Patients had. Okay, sir. 27% of MODY autosomal inheritance in India. In the CAR research by ICMR, determined the prevalence of MODY in different regions of India. They found high. So, thank you. That's all about epidemiology. Next, I would like to invite Chandana Das. She will discuss about the pathogenesis of MODY. Over to you, Chandana.
Thank you, Brishti.
Next slide, please.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Brishti, again. And I am Chandana Das. So now we are discussing about the pathophysiology of MODY. So first we have to know what is pathophysiology. Pathophysiology is the functional changes which is associated with disease. And MODY is an autosomal dominant mode of inheritance that is a clinically heterogeneous group of disorder and onset usually before the age of 25 years and frequently in childhood or adolescence. So this MODY can result from mutation in any one of at least 14 different genes, including 6 genes encoding proteins. For every protein or hormone that your body makes, you have a gene that allow you to make that particular hormone which is responsible of insulin secretion. So there is a many different proteins involved. That means different genes are also inactive for that mechanism. When one of those genes is not working properly, that means that gene was defected or mutated. And for this mutation, protein cannot code the particular gene and break the chain in either insulin production or the action of insulin. As a result, MODY is occurred. This is the main cause behind the MODY. Next slide, please. Okay, in this slide we can see 14 different genes caused for MODY. Till now, these 14 genes mutation have been reported from HNF4 alpha, that is hepatocyte nuclear factor 4 alpha, to neurogenic differentiation 1. These 6 genes are encoding major factors, and the next following 8 genes have been identified possibly causative in MODY subtypes. These 8 genes are Kruppel-like factor 11 to adaptor protein. And as I told earlier, it is a autosomal genetic disorder. That means if a parent has MODY causing gene, then their child are also developed MODY. If any one of a parent, either mother or father, has MODY, then their 50% child will carry this defective or mutated gene and develop MODY. Those child, when they becomes a parent, the chance of this child to passing MODY to their children will be again 50%. So it goes from one generation to another. And this is the differentiation between MODY and other types of diabetes. Because in other types of diabetes, gene is the one of the risk factor. But in MODY, genetic defect or gene mutation is the main cause. So thank you. This is all about the pathophysiology. And now I will like to invite Ms. Nandini Das to continue this session. Over to Nandini. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandana. Due to bad weather, I cannot join from my phone. I am Nandini Das, have joined from the other phone of my friends. Very sorry for that. Okay, now I came to my slide. As Chandana already said that MODY is an monogenic diabetes. That means MODY can happen in any one of the genes. So there's actually many different types of MODY, and each type is characterized by the specific gene that is responsible. So as we can see here, 14 types of MODY are characterized, but not all the types are common. There are only 4 types of MODY are common amongst people. That is HNF1 alpha, HNF1 alpha, HNF1 beta, and glucokinase. Now, many people are confused about the types of MODY and its importance. Now, let me tell you, without knowing the types, we do not get a proper treatment. So, understanding the types of MODY is very important for early diagnosis and prognosis. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Orpita Choudhury to continue her slide.
Thank you, Nandini, for explaining the classification very nicely. Hello and good evening, everyone. I'm going to discuss about the clinical symptoms of MODY. As you already know, more or less, each and every types of diabetes has similar kind of symptoms. So, moving to the first picture, we will see the 3 P's of diabetes. That is polyuria, excessive urination, then comes a polyphagia, increased appetite and excess hunger. Though hunger increases, but still there will be weight loss because insulin prevents the body from getting glucose from the blood into the body cells to use as energy, and when this occurs, the body starts burning fats and muscles for and energy and causing reduction in the overall body weight. And then comes the polydipsia, which is related to excessive thirst. Apart from these, if you go to the next picture, you will see apart from these 3 strong symptoms, there are also many symptoms of diabetes, which are slow healing of cuts and bruises, then nausea, then tingling in hands or blurred vision, etc. But still, there may be little or no symptoms for diabetes at all in sometimes. So one should go for a checkup, blood glucose level test once in every year, whether irrespective of the fact that it is in her or his family history or not. So, and I will also suggest that if you tell your patient by using this pictorial form, it will be very much easy for them to understood well. Next slide, please. Now comes the risk factor. Patient with patient with three or more of these symptoms will actually maybe at risk of diabetes MODY. Then, firstly, diagnosis of diabetes under the age of 25, the normal weight or normal weight or overweight of the diet during the diet time of diagnosis, when the BMI, that is the body mass index, will be less than 30. A child of a parent diagnosed with MODY has 50% chance of having MODY, as discussed by Chandana already. High blood glucose and high cholesterol level. Also inactive lifestyle with a lot of sitting and lying down with little or no exercise at all. But still, it is estimated up to 80% of the people with MODY may be misclassified as type 1 or type 2 diabetes. Therefore, a person with diabetes or pre-diabetes should consult their doctor as soon as possible for further evaluation. Thank you. And the next topic, that is the diagnosis criteria, will be discussed by my fellow teammate Ankita Ojha.
Hello, am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Arpita Di. Hello, good evening, everyone. I am Ankita Ojha. So now I will discuss about the diagnosis. So diagnostic errors can lead various negative health outcomes. So getting the right diagnosis is a key aspect of healthcare. So at first, doctor diagnosed the patient through some tests like FPG, PPG, OGTT, random blood sugar test, HbA1c. Then it is seen that the patient has a blood sugar level. So it is clear that the patient is diabetic, but it is not clear that the what type of diabetes it is, because in MODY case there can be no symptoms or mild symptoms, so doctor cannot realize at first that the person has MODY or not. So doctor will ask about family history of diabetes. Then doctor may order some other blood test also for rule out some other diseases besides MODY. It is estimated that around 80% of MODY patients are misdiagnosed as type 1 diabetes mellitus or type 2 diabetes mellitus. So doctor can suggest for genetic testing for investigating the gene mutation that is associated with MODY diabetes. In genetic testing, sample of DNA from saliva or blood is taken and sent it to the lab. Then technician will look for changes in a gene that cause MODY. There is also another test for determining the MODY, that is the C-peptide test and beta cell antibody test. Next slide, please. So C-peptide test is mainly used for differentiate type 1 diabetes mellitus and type 2 diabetes mellitus. So first of all, we have to know what is C-peptide. So C-peptide is a byproduct of insulin synthesis. Here you can see in the right side picture, it is a pro-insulin molecule. The yellow part is the C-peptide and it connects the insulin's A chain and B chain. So when C-peptide is removed, then A chain and B chain become linked and become insulin, and this insulin and C-peptide release from the pancreas at the same time. So if there is C-peptide in the blood, that means insulin is also present there. So when C-peptide is in low or absent in the blood, that means the patient is type 1 diabetes mellitus patient. And when C-peptide is higher than the normal in the blood, that means the patient is type 2 diabetes mellitus patient. But in MODY, C-peptide remains in normal range, that is the 0.5 to 2.0 ng per ml. So through this test, doctor can decide that the patient is not type 1 and not type 2 diabetes mellitus. So what it is then? Then beta cell antibody test done. And if beta cell antibodies become negative besides normal C-peptide level, that means the patient is MODY patient. So how to differentiate MODY with type 1 diabetes mellitus? That is, there is all possible symptoms of type 1 diabetes may be present in the patient except C-peptide is in normal range and beta cell antibodies are negative. That means the patient is not type 1, the patient is MODY patient. And how to differentiate MODY with type 2 diabetes mellitus? That is, all similar type 2 diabetes mellitus symptoms present in the patient, except patient should be in the young age, like before 25 years of age, and presence of family history with defective gene. Hope it is clear. Next slide, please. Now the treatment. So the treatment of MODY depends on which kind of MODY one has. Basically, MODY's treatment is given by injecting insulin or oral hypoglycemia medications like metformin or sulfonylureas, etc. Like MODY 1, MODY 4, MODY 9, MODY 12, MODY 14. In these cases, oral hypoglycemia medications used. And sometimes insulin and drug combinations are also used as per the gene mutation. So according to the types, treatment is preferred, and then from the treatment, diet should be modified. If it is insulin resistance or insulin malformation, then insulin is must for the patient. But when their treatment is on combination of insulin and drugs, then we have to divide the diet plan according to the insulin and drugs timing. In MODY 5, another treatment for kidney cysts or kidney failure is required due to the occurrence of this problem. So you can have a look. These are the subtypes of MODY. Please change the slide. So you can have a look. These are the subtypes of MODY. In some cases, insulin may require, and in another cases, oral hypoglycemia medications are required. In some cases, proper diet required. So now I would like to invite Chandana to discuss about the therapeutic diet treatment. So over to Chandana. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankita. And again, good evening, everyone. So now coming to the MNT part of MODY. MNT is very important for every disease and diabetes also. And for MODY, MNT depending upon the types of gene mutations and patient's condition. As Nandini said about the classification, there are 14 different types of MODY. And naturally, 14 types of MODY require 14 different types of treatment and 14 different MNT. But for all diabetes patients, MNT is specific towards the portion control and customization of the diet. If we are technically defined as per ADA guideline 2021, the best mix of carbohydrates, protein and fat depends on the individual metabolic goals and preference of the person with diabetes. So first, the most important is the calorie intake. This calorie will be recommended by your dietitian. It is very important a diabetes patient to control their weight and maintain it through the diet and lifestyle modification. In this calorie, 45 to 55% should be from carbohydrates. Many young diabetes patients think that carbs are their great enemies, but it's not like that. You have to count your carbs. That not mean you cannot eat them. It's important to know about good and bad carbs. Adding good carbs, that means complex carbs, to your diet and lowering the bad carbs like maida, which is known as simple carbs, as well as lowering total carb intake can help to maintain your blood glucose level better. Now take a look on protein. Small portion protein has little effect on your blood glucose level. So 15 to 20% protein of total calorie is recommended. It will improve your health also. But also it should be individualized based on current eating patterns. Adding right amount of protein in diet helps to achieve your satiety level and blunt the blood glucose spike of post meal. But reduce the amount below 0.8 gram per kg body weight is not recommended. Otherwise, it can cause malnutrition. And also, you can combine cereals and pulses. This can improve your protein quality, like in khichdi, dosa, idli, this type of dishes. Next, most important and controversial part, that is fat recommendation. Many people think if they totally get off the fat, they can lead a healthy life. But it's totally a wrong concept because every people need fat, also a diabetic patient. Fat helps to absorb the fat soluble vitamins, increasing palatability and preserving the food longer. But the problem is every fat contains high calorie. So we have to focus on quality and quantity of fat. As we all know, there is saturated fat, unsaturated fat, trans fat. So in PUFA and MUFA is good fat. So it is recommended, but we have to restrict saturated fat, trans fat and cholesterol intake as per the slide. Next slide, please. Okay. In this slide, we will discuss about the micronutrients in a diabetes patient. So diabetes give lots of complications, and most of these complications is due to the deficiency of micronutrients. So we have to keep in mind that this micro can be macro for you if you ignore it. People with diabetes are advised less than 2300 mg per day and sodium consumption and less than 1500 mg is restricted. Even for hypertension patient is generally not recommended. Magnesium and potassium helps to regulate your blood glucose level. Low levels of magnesium can cause insulin resistance, and low levels of potassium may make less insulin that could lead to high blood sugar. Chromium is an important factor for enhancing insulin activity. Zinc is very important in MODI because it improves the beta cell function and glycemic control. If any time there is any deficiency in this type of micronutrients, supplementation can be taken after consulting with your dietitian or doctor. And calcium reduce the risk of diabetes. As I told in pathophysiology, that calcium channel is help in insulin absorption, and vitamin D is important to calcium absorption. So it is also eventually important for diabetes. But vitamin E, vitamin C, and carotene recommends are not yet proven. That is no evidence in diabetes. They are good for your health, but in especially diabetes, research is going on. Vanadium is actually used in medicine for treating diabetes. There is some study shown that it might act like insulin or help insulin effectiveness. But high dose of vanadium can cause hypoglycemia. So recommendation of this mineral are depends on individual patient condition. And the most important in diabetes is dietary fiber. High fiber diet is recommended in MODI because dietary fiber enhance peripheral insulin sensitivity, prevent constipation, and also helps in weight management. There are lots of function of dietary fiber. And as per NIA and ICMR recommendation is 40 mg per 2000 kilocalorie. And one more thing, diabetes patient think that there is some herbal supplements which reduce their blood glucose level quickly. But there is no evidence about these herbal supplements and their quick response about decreasing the diabetes. If anyone taken it without consulting dietitian, it can be harmful for them because the most important thing is portion size. If you don't know the amount, how much can you take, then it will not work for you. So don't think too much about your diabetes. Follow the instructions given by your doctor or dietitians and lead your diabetes with a smile. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Anushwa to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandana. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Now I am going to discuss.
Anusha, please be louder. Please keep your microphone closer. It is not audible.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Chandana. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Now I am going to discuss about our 5 food groups.
Sorry, video is not working, right?
Sir, আমার ক্যামেরাটা failed
Okay,
দেখাচ্ছে।
okay. You continue.
Now I am going to discuss about our 5 food groups, in that which food should be included and which food should be avoided for diabetic patient. In first group, cereals, dalia, oats, whole wheat, atta, all can be included because dalia contains complex carbohydrate and also has low glycemic index. This ensures a slow and steady release of glucose into blood. Next is whole wheat atta and oats contain high fiber. Such high fiber content diet lowers insulin requirements, serum cholesterol and triglyceride level, delays gastric emptying, and thus ultimately help in slow glucose absorption, which is an important factor of diabetes. Next is pulses. All types of pulses can be given if kidney disease is not present. A study revealed that high protein intake helps to increase insulin production and also promote satiety. In vegetable groups, bottle gourd, parva, tomatoes, green leafy vegetables like spinach, collards, and kale all can be given. Non-starchy vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, carrot, mushroom can be added. Green leafy vegetables are packed with vitamins and minerals. Vitamin A, C, E, K, iron, calcium, and potassium. These green leafy vegetables can also be added in salads, soup, and also stew. Sweet potatoes can be eaten in moderation. It is packed full of vitamin A and fiber. Also good source of vitamin C and K. And while craving for something sweet, then a sweet potato can be taken by replacing a regular potato. On the other side, roots and tubers should be in limited portion. The potato can be given mixed with other vegetables because if we give potato, the patient start to. Okay, so next is fruits. Water containing fruits like watermelon, papaya, citrus fruits such as lemon, oranges, mosambi can be taken. Berries like strawberry, blueberry also good for health. They are rich in high antioxidants, vitamin and fiber. Berries also satisfy the cravings of sweet. On the other side, lychee, jackfruit, banana should be avoided. But if a patient wants to have mango, then should we limit? No. Mango can be given with other high fiber containing apple, cucumber, etc. Next, whole egg should be in limited portion. But per day, one whole egg should be given because the fat present in egg yolk has many vital roles in our body. Sometimes 2 or 3 egg white can be taken if high protein diet is needed. ADA recommends eating omega-3 fatty acids containing fish like sardines, salmon, mackerel, tuna twice per week for people with diabetes is helpful. Next in oil, nuts and oilseeds. A mixture of oil is preferred than single oil. Combination of mustard oil of 30% and white oil like rice bran, soya or sunflower of 70% is recommended. The combination can be changed, like 1 month one can use rice bran and next month sunflower. This can be changed, but according to ICMR, the limitation is 20 to 25 ml. Next, healthy nuts like peanuts, almond, walnuts, and flax seeds all are good for diabetes and good source of omega-3 fatty acids. Nuts not only provide healthy fats but also manage hunger. On the other side, dry fruits should be avoided because it contain more sugar. Next slide, please. So, next is general guidelines. It is nothing different in lifestyle modification and general guidelines of MODI from all types of diabetes. So, the patients should be remembered that oily fatty foods, fried foods, pastry, alcohol should be avoided. Next, simple sugars. ADA recommends 10% of sugar, but it is better to avoid simple sugars. Next, physical exercise. It is recommended that 5 days 30 minutes physical exercise is helpful for quick managing of diabetes. It is good to avoid eating too much of one type of food. Next, adequate amount of water intake should be needed for staying hydrated. So if a patient maintains these guidelines properly along with diet modification, then he can easily control his or her diabetes. Thank you. Next slide will be discussed by Pallavi De. Over to you, Pallavi.
Thank you, Anuswa. Good evening, everyone. I am Pallavi De. So now we will discuss the SMBG portion and why it is important. I am going into the details. So what is SMBG? Hope you all know this. The full form is self-monitoring blood glucose. SMBG is a very important tool for management of diabetes. So why it is management? Because it is a diagnosis or given you a report of your blood sugar level. Patient who is uncontrolled diabetes, especially type 1 diabetes, gestational diabetes, that is diabetes during pregnancy, and type 2 diabetes is also with insulin and without insulin is mandatory. In case of MODI is also important. So according to the all national and international guidelines, now it is well accepted. Next slide, please. Why SMBG is important?
SMBG is very important because in the self-monitoring, you can monitor your food, medication, and it gives you an idea about an entire day of blood glucose level. So it will be clear in front of the patient or patient party or caregiver that what is the current status of the glucose. Otherwise, patient always remain very panicked to eat food. Even when they have to eat one slice of mango or rasagolla, they get panicked to eat. Why? 1 month ago, they checked their sugar level when it was raised. But if patient use glucometer with his or her, he or she can check it before eating and then take a decision to eat or not. If you think that your PPE level is high, then tomorrow what you will do? You will cut down your carb portion from the lunch or from the breakfast also. This is very important, and hope you have control your blood glucose level easily. Your doctor and dietitian will help you if you record it or sending the result to them. This will be helpful for you a lot. Suppose if you see your PP level is high in lunch or maybe in dinner, so you can reduce the amount of serving size, or if it is low, then you can decrease the dose of insulin or increase your serving size as your requirement. Next slide, please. This is a conceptual model. So we can follow this model. It represents a systemic education through people can relate and educate themselves. So as per this model, SMBG is used to improve glycemic control by providing immediate feedback. This feedback will help the patient to achieve better control of it. It is used to adjust the time, type, or dose of the insulin therapy. Careful monitoring is also very important to reduce the risk of undetected asymptomatic hypoglycemia and thereby enabling a patient to safely intensify insulin therapy to achieve near normoglycemia. Continuous medical education program for healthcare provider should suggest way to analyze patient SMBG record to tailor medication regimen, and this practice can follow routinely. Through this practice, patient also can modify their lifestyle, diet pattern, etc. Some studies suggest that this practice may lead to better medication adherence, which also help in control blood glucose level. You have to keep in mind that this pathway rarely fully taken advantages by patient and provider. Patient motivation, knowledge regarding action to be taken in response to regarding and appropriateness play a role. Please go to the next slide. When should I test and how many times a day? You may need to test 4 times per day depending on how many insulin injections you are taking. When patient is on insulin, there is 6 or 8 point charting system is often recommended. 6 point is mostly accepted, especially for different type of diabetes like MODY or type 2 diabetes with all insulin also, type 1 diabetes, gestational diabetes or others. If we test these 6 points or 8 points, from where we get a clear picture of our glycemic control. 6 points is all the measured pre-meal and post-meal also. If we added the evening snacks, then it is called 8 points. And patient who have a tendency to dawn phenomenon, these patients are asked to even sometimes take the early morning, that is 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. In between that, glucose is often recommended. You do not need to check daily all the 6 points or 8 points. You can check any 1 or 2 points randomly depending upon your sugar control. And if the new treatment protocol is start or if the doctor is advising you, then you can do that 6 points in 6 days or you can do 6 points in 3 days, but also should be done by doctor advice. If the patient is on type control, then less number test is advisable. But if it is uncontrolled or not under control like 200, 250 or 300, so regular checking and monitoring your food plays an important role. According to the symptoms, you should prepare your meal and check your blood sugar. See the right hand side. I hope you all know about it. Can anyone say what is hypoglycemia? So what is hypoglycemia? Hypoglycemia is potentially dangerous condition, that is low blood sugar level. It is often related to diabetes treatment. When your blood sugar level goes below 70 mg per dl, then you feel like these symptoms: fatigue, dizziness, weakness, excessive sweating, anxiety, tremor, etc. You should take an immediate action to treat this condition. See the fourth number in the slide. When your sugar level drops, then you eat 15 gram of sugar to raise your blood sugar level and wait 15 minutes. Check again your blood sugar. Repeat it until your sugar level is back to normal, that is above 80 mg per dl. If things do not improve, seek emergency help. This is the treatment of 15 to 15 rule. And you should remember that first 15 gram glucose we given by sublingual position. And without any flavor of glucose or glucon-D powder are the best for administration because it is unflavored and help in direct absorption. In case of severe hypoglycemia, that is below 60 mg per dl, we should use 20 gram of glucose for treatment instead of 15 gram. And in emergency condition, dextrose or glucagon injection is given in the hospital. Next slide, please. There are 6 tests for accuracy. You can understand from this picture how to check it. So this is our diabetic educator role to educate the patient how to check the blood glucose. And if you see in the picture in the right hand side, you should not do the fingertips. You should doing the side of the fingertips because lots of nerve ending are present in the fingertips that causes pain. That's why we provide the side of the fingertip. This area is less sensitive. Now we use lancet that is totally painless. You have to assure the patient also. The patient should not be panic on that thing and keep record in logbook or SMBG chart. And there are some alternative side also you can test, but preferably we do it more accessible to check the side on the fingertip. Please move on to the next slide. Next slide, please. We should remember these things always in your mind. Change your lancing device needles regularly. Try to use side of the fingertips. And lastly, this is the take-home message from my side. Don't shy away or ignoring from your blood glucose monitoring. If you are really want to control your diabetes well, you must monitor your blood glucose regularly and consult with your healthcare provider. Next slide, please. Before going to the summary, let's have a look into a very important slide which is on sick day management. If any diabetic patient is in sick, unable to eat due to diarrhea, dehydration, fever, special care should be taken. This is called sick day rule. Here I am just telling about the sick day, SICK, where S stands for sugar. That denotes check your blood sugar level every 3 to 4 hours necessary and even more frequent for pregnant women and children. I stand for insulin. You always continue to take your insulin and medication as per doctor advice to avoid DKA. C for carbs. Make sure you can take enough carbs and drink enough fluids. If your glucose level is high, stick with sugar-free drink. If your glucose level is low, then drink carbohydrate containing drink. And lastly, K stands for ketones. Check your blood or urine ketone level every 4 hours and take rapid acting insulin if ketones are present, and should remember to drink plenty of water to flush out of the ketone out of the body. This is for a diabetic patient to the educator should educate about the sick day rules. So thank you. Continue summary portion by Nandini Das.
Thank you, Pallavi. All of my co-speakers nicely presented. Now I'm moving to the next slide, that is summary slide. First of all, the overall concept of MODY is an autosomal genetic disorder that is developed due to genetic mutation. Genetic testing is useful for the correct diagnosis and appropriate treatment of MODY patients, because misdiagnosis can lead to inappropriate treatment. Mostly, the MODY is suspected in family with the strong diabetic patients. For the treatment, every MODY requires insulin. Those who need it, first we need to learn the procedure that is already discussed by Pallavi. Above all, I can say in this way, MODY can be treated well. Uh, Thank you. Continue question and answer session and conclusion by Suparnadi.
Hello. Thank you. First of all, I should thank Shomendu sir for introducing us nicely, and thank you all of the presenters for explaining the topic very beautifully. From the whole presentation, we can conclude two things. Firstly, the type of MODY's diagnosis is very necessary because the treatment plan should be tailored according to the type of diabetes, and depending upon the type of MODY and the treatment plan, the medical nutrition therapy should be also decided. So proper and early diagnosis of the type of diabetes, whether it is MODY or type 1 or any other type, is necessary for proper and early treatment plan. And secondly, we can say that the SMBG, which is self-monitoring of blood glucose, is very much essential for diabetic patients to monitor not only the blood glucose levels, but also the effectiveness of the treatment and medical nutrition therapy. Thank you all the presenters once again, and thank you audiences for being patient hearing. Now we should move to the question answer slides. First question is, the question please. Yes. First question goes to Ms. Chandana. What is the relation between gene mutation and MODY?
Okay, thank you, Suparnadi, for this question.
First, check if any
so-
audience wants to answer this. Any audience, do you
Okay.
wants to answer
Yes,
this?
yes. Anyone from the audience, if wants to answer, please unmute
My first question to audience is how many subtypes of MODY are there? Audience, can you answer? MODY is not a single type. Yes.
14
Sir,
types
14
of.
types.
Very good. And we have questions. No need to say the names. I will have questions. We will answer at the end of the session. Swati have a question. Okay, move on. Suparna, Chandana, give the answer.
Okay. The relation between MODY and gene mutation. Okay. So MODY is the main cause behind the MODY is gene mutation. If any one of the different 14 genes are the genes are mutated or defected, then MODY can be occurred. So this is the relation. If this gene are mutated, if these genes are not working properly in insulin secretion mechanism or blood glucose management mechanism, then MODY can occur. So this is the relation between the gene mutation and MODY. I think all are understand.
Yes, it is nicely explained. Before that, I want to say we have senior Madam Kalpana Chaudhary Madam with us and Mom Bhattacharya Madam with us. So,
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Momdi and Kalpana Di. So, Kalpana Di, are you there? Let's have a look. Kalpana Di was there still. Okay, Momdi, can you unmute? Okay, move on to the next question. Then we will request the seniors if they have any feedback to share with us. Okay.
Okay.
Indrani, please
the
move
next
on to the next question.
Yes. The next question
Very
is,
good question. Very
what
relevant.
is the importance of C-peptide? Anyone from the audience wants to answer this question?
Yeah, C-peptide is.
Yes, Swati first.
Actually, C-peptide remains in the normal condition in the blood when the sugar level is normal. But in case of, we can say it, the value, I can't remember the range, what it is, what it was told.
Okay, we will say that. We will say that. Huh?
Kajal wants to say something?
Yes, C-peptide is important to distinguish between type 1 and type 2 diabetes. If the range is in low, then it is type 1, and if the range is in in higher side, then it is type 2 diabetes. The normal range is 0.5 to 2 nanogram, I think.
Okay. Okay.
But
So,
one thing I want to say that in Modi that sugar level although increases, but the level of the C peptide doesn't remain in the lower range side or the higher range side. It remains
exactly.
normal.
Exactly.
That is the
It is
difference
Exactly.
between the
Just
yes, this is the
just I
difference.
add one thing with Swati, and I want to ask the question to Ankita. If the C peptide fasting range is 0.85 nanogram per ml, what will be your comment? If it is below 1, that is 0.85. This is the peptide fasting, and C peptide PP 4.15 nanogram per ml. So what will you comment on this? What type of diabetes can it be, though it is in normal range? If we say, if for example it is a children, that children which I explained, 12 years boy, so children's 0.4 to 2.2 is normal, and for adults is 1.1 to 4.4 is normal reference range. So Ankita, if it is 0.85, what may be the diagnosis if I categorize it into type 1 and type 2?
Sir, it is 0.85, you say.
Yes, fasting. Doctor often say to do both fasting and PP in one day. For example, the person is already diagnosed with diabetes, HbA1c is high, fasting PP is high, the patient is treated with medications. But if the medication is not working, and if it is a young age, then the doctor again asks for antibody test or C-peptide test. So when the doctor is asking for C-peptide test, doctors recommend to stop insulin or medication, whatever the person is taking, one day before, that is 24 hours. And doctor will request to do the SMBG, that is Pallavi has explained 6-point SMBG. Doctor will recommend to take to the clinic, because if I am doing I am going to the doctor's chamber tomorrow, so at least in 3 days we should do two test: pre-breakfast, post-breakfast, pre-lunch, post-lunch, pre-dinner, post-dinner, and with the C-peptide fasting and C-peptide PP we will go. So 0.85, that is below 1, often it is not type 2. It is
Yes, it is
type,
type
it is
1.
more likely to have type 1. Then
Yes,
again we will do the antibody test to confirm it
yes.
is LADA, MODI,
And
etc.
if antibody test is become negative, that means
So
it is not.
already we have answered what is the importance of C-peptide. Ankita, do you want to add any point in this question
Um,
featuring the screen?
Yes, C-peptide test is mainly used to differentiate type 1 and type 2 diabetes mellitus, and in the body C-peptide remains inactive actually, and it is only necessary to use insulin's A chain and B chain folding. Bas, bas.
Okay. So next, move on to the next question. And we will also answer the chat box question. First we will
Yes.
complete.
The next
Yes,
question will
very,
be
very,
that why
very.
SMBG report differed from lab report. Anyone from the audience wants to answer?
एसएमबीजी का रिपोर्ट लैब रिपोर्ट से तो ऑलवेज डिफर करता है ना. एसएमबीजी मीन्स सेल्फ मॉनिटरिंग ब्लड ग्लूकोज इन द ग्लूकोमीटर.
Yes, in the glucometer. Why it
So
differs from the lab
why it
report?
is different? लैब से क्यों डिफर होता है? Anyone?
If no one from audience, then
नहीं,
Pallavi will
नहीं,
answer.
from the audience, if cannot, anyone cannot answer, anybody from the group can also answer. Not this group, from our Cognized Nutrition MNT group.
Other group. Yes.
Indrani can answer. Dutishmita, you want to answer? Yeah, those who did the last presentations can also give the answer. Better to take the answer from the audience. Hema, do you want to answer? Okay. So no one want to answer. Hope everybody is sleeping. So move on to the answer from the from Pallavi.
Pallavi, yes.
Okay, there is a difference in between the result. Nowadays, doctors are accepting the reports of the SMBG because it is very convenient. You can do it at home without calling anybody, and therefore everyday checking is not possible in the lab, or and economically it is
Yes.
costly. Obviously, once in a
Yes.
month, PP fasting in from the lab, you can do it to correlate. But there is a difference between the result because SMBG test is done by capillary blood, whereas laboratory used venous blood. So 10 to 15% difference occurred. That is okay. Doctor know it, and this is not varies because all doctors accept glucometer reading. So without any doubt, you check your blood sugar in glucometer at home
At home,
regularly.
because it is number one advantage is Pallavi, it is very convenient. Anytime there is fall in the sugar level, you are feeling like hypoglycemic symptoms are there, then you can check it at home. And
At
if
home
the patient,
regularly.
even in the sick days, how many times you will call the person to take the laboratory reports? So at that time, SMBG is very important, and very rightly said by Pallavi. Just I want to add one point. Those who have family relatives having diabetes, and this question can often asked by your relative, जे मेरा तो 100 दिखाया फास्टिंग और घर में आया तो 120 दिखा रहा है, मतलब एक ही सेम टाइम में. सो एक बार करो सम, कोई कोई डिवाइस में 5%, कोई कोई डिवाइस में 15% दिखाता है. तो जिस दिन आप रिकॉग्नाइज लैब में जाते हो, द डे यू आर गोइंग टू द लैब, यू टेक योर ग्लूकोमीटर टुगेदर. सो एक ही टाइम में जब भेनास ब्लड मीन्स यहाँ से ब्लड लिया जाता है, एंड कैपिलरी ब्लड मीन्स फिंगर टिप से ब्लड लिया जाता है. सो दिस रिजल्ट विल बी ऑब्वियसली डिफरेंट. सिर्फ आप एक दिन टैली कर लो ফাস্টিং এন্ড পিপি. যেদিন আপনি ল্যাবে যাচ্ছেন সেদিন ল্যাবে গিয়ে ল্যাবের থেকে ব্লাড ড্র করছে, এন্ড আপনার ফিঙ্গার টিপটা দেখে নিন কতটা ডিফারেন্স. একটা নোট রাখুন. বাদ বাকি আরো অনেক কিছু কারণে ডিফার হতে পারে, যেটা পল্লবী বলল, হ্যান্ডেলিং, মিসইউজ, ঠিকঠাক এক্সপোজড হচ্ছে এয়ারে, বারবার কন্টেনার ওপেন করা হচ্ছে. আবার কিছু কিছু পার্টিকুলার মেশিনে যখন ব্লাড ড্র করা হয়, ফুল ব্লাডটা স্ট্রিপে টাচ করা চাই, হাফ ব্লাড স্ট্রিপে টাচ করলো, ফুল ব্লাড গেল না, তাহলেও ভুল রিডিং আসবে. স্ট্রিপের মাথায় যেটা থাকে না, ওটা ব্লাডটা টানে যখন ফুল লাইনটা চলে যাওয়া উচিত. সো সেই ইনস্ট্রাকশন গুলো ভালো করে, অ্যাজ ইট ইজ এ মানে ডিভাইস, একটা ইনস্ট্রুমেন্ট, so the everything that is we need to follow, and
There is a protocol.
there is a protocol. And Suparna, jodi kono problem hoy, we should call the company person for
Yes.
insulin, for taking insulin, for taking glucometer advice. We should follow, but do not tally one glucometer machine with the other. For example, I have given 2 photos of glucometer testing in your group today morning. So now move on to the next question.
Sure.
Any doubt
The
till
next
now?
question-
Anybody have any doubt in this SMBG? Hope not. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very, very important question. How Modi is
How is
different
Modi
from.
different from type 1 diabetes?
So Swati,
anyone
Swati,
from
you will
again?
Swati, you will get your answer here also. The one thing I am reading, Swati's question is very much relevant, and even Arpita Das have given a same types of question. So can Modi turns into type 2 diabetes if the patient is suffering from GDM, or what are the fluctuations of sugar level if the patient is pregnant? So pregnancy we will keep it aside and type 2 aside. First, who is giving the answer for Modi's, why Modi is different from type 1 and type 2? Not only type 1, give the answer why Modi is different from type 1 and type 2.
Anyone from audience? This
It
was
is already,
discussed in the slide
it is
also.
already explained in the slide, the classification. You have minorly attended the session. So always from any session, whichever session we are attending, we should take something, take home message should be there. Otherwise, if you are attending, there is no question of attending. So anybody answer? No, we will, without wasting time, Suparna, you can get the answer from your team member.
Yes, Brishti, will you please explain the answer again?
Yes. So in case in people with MODY, the pancreas continues to produce insulin, and in case of type 1 diabetes, insulin production is very low or stops entirely after 3 to 5 years of diagnosis. And this can be measured via C-peptide levels in the blood, as discussed by Ankita previously. And the antibody test is negative in case of MODY. but these antibodies are present in 85% of people with type 1 diabetes at diagnosis.
Any doubt in the answer? Anyone?
It's clear.
Hope it is clear. It is clear. Then I will answer Swati's question, but before that, any more questions, Suparna, you have in the slide?
Yes, sir. One more question. There is also in the chat box the same question. What is the rich source of vanadium? Any kind of
Vanadium,
herb or
asked by
vanadium?
Priyanka. Chandana,
Yes,
if you can answer.
Yes, sir. Yes. If I talk about the rich source, then the rich source of vanadium can green leafy vegetables, skim milk, and cereal, grains. They are the rich source. And poor
Is it a
source are
mineral? It is a macro mineral or
yes,
micro?
it is a micronutrient, which is mainly act as insulin. মানে studies এ দেখা গেছে ইনসুলিনের মতো কাজ করে অনেকটা।
Oh, it works like
So,
insulin. Same as chromium,
insulin, yes.
described by Chandana. So
Yes.
chromium, you know, it is present high in amla, broccoli. So these
Yes,
are
yes.
very
Broccoli
important.
is the main high source.
Acha, Orpita, are you there?
Sir.
Orpita, no, Anushwa, sorry. Anushwa, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Anushwa, you have explained about mango. How to take mango? Can you give example once again? যে mango যদি নিচ্ছি তাহলে কিভাবে নেব? If the patient wish to have mango. তোমার ভয়েস একদম আসছে না, একটু কাছে নাও মোবাইলটা, ইট ইজ নট অডিবল।
ম্যাঙ্গো, হ্যালো স্যার, শোনা যাচ্ছে?
হুম।
Mango can be given with high fiber content food like apple, cucumber, and also guava.
So হ্যাঁ,
that
so
means
no,
it should be a mixed fruit.
mixed fruit
Mixed type
type.
of fruit. Yes.
Mixed fruit type. Cucumber
And
is
also
okay.
pomegranate.
Don't give it with apple. Don't give it with apple. Apple is also having some calories. And if you are telling with apple also, you have to decide the portion size. But people will not keen to have with because mango is somebody's favorite. It is a seasonal fruit, not available like apple. So so এটা পেশেন্টের কথা ভেবে আমাদের যদি আমরা ম্যাঙ্গো বলছি, সুপর্ণা, can you give some tips how to take mango?
Yes, sir. If someone wants to take mango in the day, so the person can take it after breakfast or after a heavy meal, rich in fiber. If a person is taking like oats porridge or oats with yogurt, then the person can have one slice of mango after the breakfast. Or if the person is having roti sabzi, so lots of vegetables are there. If the roti is made from whole grains or multigrain atta, then it is also containing some fiber which will balance the glycemic index and glycemic load of the mango. And mango itself is also high fiber fruit, so one slice or half of the mango with other foods rich with fiber will balance the calories.
Nothing to scare about mango or banana, or these are the rich source of minerals, also vitamins and minerals. But I agree with Shupana in this point, and often if you say, I'm also not fully agreed, because if you are taking like chapati and all these and alongside even one mango, you need to cut down one chapati or maybe the portion of oats and
Yes,
then
yes, the
take the
portion
mango.
should be adjusted. Yes,
Portion
yes.
should be, because
Portion
the
should be adjusted.
same portion which you are recommending for every day, if the patient is taking mango, so ask the patient to take mango whenever the patient is taking wants to take in the evening. Then if the patient is taking dinner, 2 chapatis, reduce 1 chapati. Even
Yes, and the portion will be determined according to the patient's height, weight requirements,
and
other
one more thing that Pallavi highlighted, that if the patient wants to take mango or rasgulla, so glucometer is there. If it is
Yes.
too high, don't take it. If it is in the moderate range or then the lower range, because एक month पहले आपने टेस्ट किया उसके बेसिस में मैंगो आज नहीं खा रहे हो, that is not right. You can have, if your blood sugar is going, your HbA1c is under control, so you can have in a portion size, but always consult with your dietitian. And this is a message to the society that once at least, if you are diabetes, go and meet one qualified dietitian at least to take the suggestion. Do not do at your own. Do not listen to the neighbors that I may ask kiya. And one more thing, who was telling that Chandana was telling, herbal things को लेके medicine insulin को बंद कर देना is not the right decision. Yes. So now we will move to the chat box question. Swati, if anybody from the participants wants to answer, Ankita or Chandana. Swati have a question. Can Modi turns
Very
into type
interesting question.
type 2? Because see, Modi is the monogenic. This is single gene is involved, whereas type 1 and type 2 is the polygenic. So it will not convert into type 2. Rather, Modi is actually 50% it is genetic. So genetically, if anybody is having these forms of genes, and all the subtypes are different from the other. So Swati, if you see, it cannot turn into type 2 diabetes, but rather the symptoms will be similar of the because the symptoms of all the diabetes and the treatment protocols of that all the diabetes will be more or less similar. And if the patient, what are the precaution one should take prior to the conception if the patient is suffering from MODY? So any type of diabetes, if you are suffering from and any lady wants to conceive, the protocol is you have to first control your blood glucose, tight control of blood glucose, that is HbA1c should be below 5.7, fasting should be within 90, and PP should be within 120 below before conception. This I want to say, মানে কনসেপশনের পরে আমার জিডিএম ধরা পড়লো তখন তো আমি এটা মেনটেন করবই, 90 fasting and 120 any PP, breakfast, lunch, dinner. But before conception also doctor recommends to cut down your weight if you are overweight, if you have other problem like polycystic ovarian, fibroid, and this should be treated. And because there is also resistance in insulin in the polycystic ovary, and the doctor recommends that if you are already diabetic and you want to conceive, then you should be treated with insulin. Because I have seen 1 or 2 of my patient, those who are type 2 diabetes and wants to conceive, so they were with metformin. But doctor recently recommend that before planning pregnancy, they should take insulin, they should consult a dietitian and tight control on the diabetes, then conceive. Because Swati has asked another thing, that does Modi affect the fertility as high sugar level decreases the rate of conception? Yes, it is true. Any, not only Modi, it is type 1, type 2, whatever is the diabetes, if it is on high sugar, it is actually doctor asks not to plan for conception. If you can control your blood sugar, then only plan for conception, and it is easy. It is not difficult. This is our role, diabetes educator role, to counsel this kind of mothers or the ladies, that you have to control your blood glucose, and obviously diet plays the 70% role here. You can very easily manage this kind of diabetes. So Orpita, the same question you have asked, so hope you have got your answer. And any more thing anyone wants to add? Chandana has posted the richest source of vanadium. Even Indrani has posted the richest source of vanadium. Momdi, you are not able to unmute, or you have written that very informative session, well explained. So you have thank you Momdi, thank you Kalpanadi for joining. But Momdi, if you want to unmute and say anything, you can. Because it is very important, because all the days you have joined, you people have joined, have given us many insights about the topics. Your experience is much more than the students' experience. So if you can share your experiences, it will be a great thing for all of us. So before we close, any question from the audience participants? We are still open, you can ask.
Hello, good evening everyone. Good evening Shobhindu.
Is there? Sorry, I was calling you. Yes, Mom.
So today's session was very good, very informative it was. So just one thing I want to add, like as a dietitian or as a diabetic educator, we must aware about the blood tests and reports what are coming, or sometimes some patients of ours are coming without doing any test. So first of all, before send them for a blood test, we have to learn about the condition, what are the problems they are suffering from, and if they haven't consulted yet with the endocrinologist or any doctor, so you have to teach, you have to tell them, okay, first do these tests, then you consult your endocrinologist, and your doctor, general physician, whatever you want to take advice from them, and then plan for a good well balanced diet chart, well balanced in terms the problems they are suffering from, like obesity. They can't be able to reduce their blood glucose, their body weight. They want, like this a problem of being pregnant or to conceive within 3 or 6 months, and both the means couples, if couples are coming, so you have to teach them separately, if you have any diabetes problem, or if you have obesity, then you can turn into diabetes. Or sometimes the patients are coming with very prominent symptoms of acanthosis nigricans, so you have
Yes,
to
very
teach
good.
that term.
Momdi,
Are you
I think as a experienced dietitian, seeing the symptoms, a girl is entering your chamber and seeing the
exactly, we
symptoms
have
of PCOS, you can
exactly.
well say to this girl that you have a PCOS without checking the even the
Exactly,
ultrasonography report.
because when the patient, or when the patient, he or she is entering your room, you have to screen first,
Yes.
how he or she is looking, the body shape, the
Central
patches if
obesity,
they have or not,
patches.
if
Yes.
they have any pear shaped body or apple shaped body, or the fat percentage mostly on which side, is in the lower abdomen side, or
Lower
hip
abdomen.
heavy, or
Hmm.
if they have any black patches on their skin. So you have to ask separately, are you suffering from these black patches? They will say yes, from last 3 months or 4 months, yeah, last 1 year I'm suffering from these patches. And I found this, when I'm gaining weight, the patches become dark and dark. So you have to teach them all the separate things first before preparing a diet chart. So you have to send them for a complete blood reports for CBC. You can send for the CBC. You can send all this. Don't send prior, insulin test or the C-peptide test.
These are
First of all,
not
you have
required
to.
in prior.
Huh.
Yes.
So first of all,
Primarily,
you have
these are
to.
not required.
Exactly, HB1C reports. Still we are facing this. We know that HB1C is a most important blood
Important,
sugar
yes.
test than fasting and PP, because before doing fasting and PP, patients are becoming very conscious about their food. Or one problem arises, like I saw that PP food, the clinics are providing the food before giving PP is very unhealthy sometimes. It becomes very unhealthy sometimes. So you have
Better to do with
to 75 gram glucose
glucose.
test, or you send them for the HB1C, at least the
At least
percentage.
the HB1C, yes.
Exactly. So
Momdi,
then you
one
send for the
questions to
thyroid
you.
profile.
If you can just highlight the many patient you consult, and you have a lot of experience in this diabetic field, about 20 years of experience. So, Momdi, if you just highlight, if your patient is type 2 coming to your chamber, and young patient but suffering from last 5 years, 10 years, patient is age is 35 years. So how often you will search for advice for the kidney profile test, that is for creatinine, microalbumin, retina checkup. So these two, retina and neuro checkup, কতদিন পর পর we should suggest, কতটা দেখা উচিত, কতটা গ্যাপে তারা টেস্টটা করবে?
Actually, these are very important. Most of the clinics are not providing these facilities, like for the neuro checkup and all. But I always suggest the patient, or first I would like to ask them how long you are diabetic. So if it is 6 years already covered, then I told them, okay, যখন 6 years হয়ে গেছে, you have to think that your damages has been started. So
Yes.
damage can start with gache, that you have to understand, or you have to accept the problem. So do 1 year, at least once in a year first. Then if problem arises, then you do for at least twice in a year, so that we can be able, or we can be aware about the problems or the diet chart which I would like to provide you. that shouldn't be any problem creating diet chart. So we have to take care all the parameters before giving you a diet plan, or you
One
have to be
kidney
more
profile
effective.
or one
Kidney
lipid profile
profiles,
test,
exactly. Microalbumin test, like kidney
microalbumin
profile, the
test,
most important test is microalbumin test, and
most important.
most important. I always suggest patient at least যদি টেস্ট না করাতে যান, টেক কেয়ার অ্যাবাউট ইউর ফিট। মানে আমরা যেরকম আয়নার সামনে
Very
দাঁড়িয়ে নিজের,
important.
যদি ফিমেল পেশেন্ট হয়, বিশেষ করে আমি এইভাবে সবসময় বলার চেষ্টা করি যে আমরা তো সবসময় নিজেদেরকে দেখতে সুন্দর করে রাখার চেষ্টা করি। আমরা সবসময় দিনের শেষে এসে নিজের মুখটা দেখি কোথায় কি প্রবলেম, রিঙ্কলস আসছে কিনা, ডার্ক প্যাচেস আসছে কিনা। সেম থিং আপনি আপনার নিজের পাটাকে দেখুন, মাঝে মাঝে সেন্সেস আর কামিংস আর নট, এটা একটু চেক করতে হবে। আর কখনো মশা কামড়ালে সেটাতে ইচিং এর প্রবলেম যেন না আসে। যতটুকু ওই 15-20 মিনিটসে বলে বোঝানো যায় ততটুকু করতে হবে। and you have to tell ke
Better
before
if we
coming,
can keep a checklist. What I used to do, একটা checklist থাকলো and the paper where we explain what is diabetes and what are the complication, what are the tests you have to do. If you can tick on that and attach with the
exactly.
diet chart, food
এটা
care, eye care, dental care, and what are the basic tests, if you can attach with that paper of your diet chart, so patient will never forget this. So this I have to do. So
exactly.
nicely.
Arekta important problem that I always suffer from or find with my all young patients, like একটা cheat day হবে না ma'am?
Cheat day.
Exactly. So what is cheat day? So this is a big problem amongst the young adults or young patients. তখন কিছুই নাই বলতে, if they are married, তখন recently I got one married couple, those who are trying for their pregnancy, and husband is diabetic and the wife is not at all a diabetic, but she has this acanthosis problem, means black patches on their neck ring, মানে গলার কাছে একমাত্র। তারপরে জিজ্ঞেস করলাম আর্মপিটে আছে কিনা, তোমার এই এলবো রিজিয়নে আছে কিনা, তো সব জায়গাতে যথেষ্ট প্রমিনেন্ট ডার্ক প্যাচ। So I just explained them about the problems. What is acanthosis nigricus? It's a symbol or sign of pre-diabetic, or you are going to be a diabetic state.
Yes, very important
diabetes
message.
is knocking
Very
at the door.
knocking
So
at
this
the
is
door.
very important. আর অনেক বাচ্চাদেরকে নিয়ে মায়েরা আসে, তো they don't even know about this patch. তো ওরা অনেক কিছু করে, অনেক কিছু ইয়ে করে, ডক্টর সেড কি হ্যাঁ ওবেস আছে বলে এটা হয়েছে এবং ওর ওয়েট লস করলে হয়ে যাবে। ইয়েস, ইট ইজ ট্রু। আর সাইড বাই সাইড কিন্তু দিস প্রবলেম ইজ লাইং উইথ দিস, মানে এটা খুব ডরমেন্ট স্টেটে আছে, বাট ইট ক্যান লিড টু আ ডায়াবেটিক। মানে ও কিন্তু খুব আর্লি স্টেজে ডায়াবেটিক, এবং তখন ফ্যামিলি হিস্ট্রি নিলে দেখা যায় হয়তো বাবার সাইডে অনেকে ডায়াবেটিক আছে। তো প্যাটার্নাল হিস্ট্রি হোক কি ম্যাটার্নাল হিস্ট্রি হোক, শি ইজ হ্যাভিং সাম প্রবলেম, মানে ডায়াবেটিসটা নকিং এট দ্য ডোর। তখন ওদেরকে ওদের মতো করে বোঝাতে হয় যে ইওর প্রবলেম ইজ, তোমার দরজার পেছনে প্রবলেম ইজ ওয়েটিং, whether you are welcome them or
because
you will
we say all the future PCOS are the future diabetic patient. We even say to our patients, because there is a insulin resistant
ইনসুলিন রেজিস্ট্যান্স। আর মোস্টলি দ্য পিয়ার শেপেড বডি, আর যদি আমরা খুব বাংলাতেও বলি যে ভুঁড়ি হয়ে গেলে কিন্তু একদমই ইনসুলিন হরমোনটা ইনঅ্যাক্টিভ হতে থাকে, যতই ওটা অ্যাজ মাচ এজ পসিবল উই হ্যাভ টু টিচ আওয়ার পেশেন্ট ফার্স্ট। তারপরে তো আমরা সবসময় প্ল্যান করবোই যে হাই ফাইবার ডায়েট, নর্মাল স্ট্যান্ডার্ড প্রোটিন, হাই বায়োলজিক্যাল ভ্যালু প্রোটিন দেবো। আরেকটা যেটা বলছি যে চিট ডেতে কিন্তু তখন ওইটাই আমি নর্মালি আমি যেটা বলি যে বাইরের ফুড খাও তুমি সারা সপ্তাহে, যদি যত ক্যালোরি তুমি রেস্ট্রিক্টেড ডায়েট করো, একদিন যদি একটা প্যাক অফ বিরিয়ানি এন্ড উইথ কোল্ড ড্রিঙ্কস খাও, তাহলে পুরো 1 উইকের পরিশ্রম কিন্তু উইল কাম টু আ জিরো। তো এইটাকে তোমাকে বোঝাতে হবে যে ইফ ইউ ওয়ান্ট টু হ্যাভ ফ্রাইড রাইস, তো আই এম প্রোভাইডিং ইউ রাইস, আই এম প্রোভাইডিং ইউ অয়েল, আই এম প্রোভাইডিং ইউ চিকেন, সো ইউ হ্যাভ টু মেক দেম at home. So homemade preparation you have to try. So it's very difficult for us, for some patients, but some are very conscious. তো কিছুই নয়। তো আমি যেটা মোস্টলি আমি বলতে চাই, বা আজকে সেশন ওয়াজ ভেরি গুড, কারণ এই মোডি বা লাডা এইগুলো কিন্তু এখন আমাদের এখানেও ফাইন্ডিংস আসবে, কারণ the reason is the food habit. হ্যাঁ, তো ফুড হ্যাবিট মানে আমি এরকম লোক দেখি যে নাটস ইজ ভেরি গুড, সো উই আর হ্যাভিং হ্যান্ডফুল অফ নাটস আর্লি ইন দ্য মর্নিং, হ্যাজেলনাটস, পিনাটস, almond, walnut, মানে অনেকগুলো একসাথে খেয়ে নিচ্ছে বিকজ
এইটা
নাটস ইজ ভেরি
এইটা আমি
ইম্পর্টেন্ট।
কিন্তু খুব কমন দেখলাম মমদি,
হ্যাঁ
মাই স্পেশালি মাই ভেরি অ্যাফ্লুয়েন্ট জিডিএম পেশেন্টরা, তাদের হয়তো
হুম
আমি 6টা 8টা অ্যালমন্ডস বলছি, তারা আরো 4টে নাটসকে একসাথে নিয়ে হ্যান্ডফুল অফ নাটস খেয়ে নিচ্ছে, দেন ইট ইনক্রিজেস না। তো যখনই
হ্যাঁ,
ভলিউম
কারণ
ইনক্রিজ করছে,
বললে
ক্যালোরি
বলে যে
ইনক্রিজ করছে, তখন ওখানে
এক্স্যাক্টলি
পিনাট দিচ্ছে, ওয়ালনাট, সরি পিনাট কম দিচ্ছে, পেস্তা দিচ্ছে, ওয়ালনাট দিচ্ছে, কাজু দিচ্ছে, আমন্ড দিচ্ছে। এটা আমি
সব
খুব
দিচ্ছে
কমন,
and
আমি
they are very
লাস্ট
much
উইকে
conscious
পেলাম।
about potato, having potato, they are
They
very
are
much
not
conscious
taking
about having
potato and they are
বা
taking
আলু খাই না,
aloo khai na.
yes,
That means I
আলু
am
একদম ছোঁয় না
that
কিন্তু
means I
মোটো
am a
মোটো
diet
নাটস
conscious. No, even patients are saying that I am not having rice. হ্যাঁ,
হ্যাঁ
আমি
রাইস
ভাত
ব্রাউন
খাই
রাইস
না।
খাচ্ছে,
ব্রাউন
they are
রাইস খাচ্ছি।
having brown rice, shifted to brown rice. তো ব্রাউন রাইসের ডিফারেন্সটা কি, এটাও হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে তুমি খাচ্ছ বাট ডিফারেন্সটা বুঝিয়ে দাও, আর কিছুই না। হ্যাঁ
ইভেন
নাটসটা
ফর
বেসিক্যালি
ইভেন ফর দ্য ফাংশনাল ফুড অলসো, জিডিএম পেশেন্টদের জন্য খুব বেশি কিন্তু তোমরা স্টুডেন্টদের বলছি যে দেখ সিনামম, মেথি এইসব বেশি কিছু ট্রাই করতে যেও না। জিডিএম ইউ শুড হ্যাভ টু কনসিয়াসলি হ্যান্ডেল and in hand with the doctor with insulin, or if it is not all insulin, only diet and metformin. So very cautiously you have to care for the GDM patient because they have a very মানে টার্গেটটা খুব কিন্তু strict target. So that is important, and মানে really you give a very important insight which I used to say my patient, that is the যে relation between acanthosis nigricans with
এখন
this.
দিস ইজ আই ফাইন, আই মানে আমি যদি
যে
20টা
সুস্মিতা দি
পেশেন্ট
নেই,
দেখি
সুস্মিতাদের
18টা
একই
পেশেন্টকেই
কথাই
আমি
বলে।
দেখছি
হ্যাঁ
দিস
হ্যাঁ,
অ্যাকান্থোসিস নাইগ্রিকান্স।
acanthosis, yes
হ্যাঁ দিস ইজ
yes.
ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। রিসেন্টলি আই গট 16 years boy patient, 16 years, weighing is about 135 kilo. Just understand,
This is a
16
stage
years.
of bariatric surgery. The stage of bariatric surgery.
So
মানে
he is very
now it
conscious
cannot
that
be
yes,
performed, but the adult time, if he is not taking care, then bariatric surgery is must.
exactly.
And so exactly this is the message you have to give. Many studies are showing, because Momdi has rightly pointed out, many studies I find because of taking of এই যে আমরা বলি না, এর কালকেই আমাদের আছে malnutrition related diabetes mellitus. Malnutrition doesn't means lean, thin and খেতে পায় না, that's overweight people. They are taking lots of carbohydrate, refined flour, and they are not taking vegetables, fruits. These kids are not taking vegetables, fruits, fiber. Fiber is lacking, micronutrients is lacking, protein is also deficient. They are only taking this fat and carbohydrate, that is also simple carbohydrate, and this is also malnutrition. এই ওভারওয়েট কিন্তু একটা
আরেকটা প্রবলেম,
malnutrition.
হ্যালো সৌমেন্দ্র, আরেকটা
হ্যাঁ।
প্রবলেম যেটা আমি খুব পাই, মানে যারা ধরো জিম জয়েন করছে, আমি মানে কাউকে হার্ট করছি না,
whey protein and all this you are
whey
saying.
protein and all
Yes.
তো ঠিক আছে, they are pushing for that. The instructors মানে এমন
They are
কিছু ব্রেন
dietitians.
ওয়াশ করে দেয় with
They are
some
dietitians.
specified foods, মানে আর সেইটাকে ওয়াশ আউট করে আবার তোমাকে স্ট্যান্ডার্ড ফর্মুলাতে ঢোকাতে ইটস ডিফিকাল্ট। মানে তারা বলছে 6টা 8টা 7টা 10টা যত পরে এক বাইট খাও। আরেকটা প্রবলেম রিসেন্টলি আই গট, একটা তোমার মানে সিকেডি স্টেজ 3 পেশেন্ট, কিন্তু হি সাফারিং ফ্রম লো অ্যালবুমিন। তো আই সাজেস্ট হিম কে আপনি অ্যালবুমিন পাউডারে শিফট করুন, তার
ভালো
সাথে
হয়
একটা
ওরো
আমি
অ্যালবুমিন।
ওরা অ্যালবুমিন একটা দিয়েছি, কিন্তু সেই পেশেন্ট ভীষণ ভাবে মানে ভয় যে না অ্যালবুমিন পাউডার নিলে যদি কিছু হয়, তো ডক্টর কিন্তু আমাকে বলেছে আপনি যত খুশি এগ বাইট খান, 6টা 7টা 8টা 10টা খালি এগ বাইট খান। তো এইটা ডক্টর ওকে আবার বলছে, ডক্টর বলেছেন যে 45 গ্রাম প্রোটিন ডায়েট খাও। 45 গ্রাম প্রোটিন ডায়েট, তার সাথে আপনি যত খুশি এগ হোয়াইটস খান, তাহলে
There is
আপনার
no
অ্যালবুমিনটা বেড়ে
limitation.
যাবে।
No,
তো
it's not problem.
এইটাকে আমি কিচ্ছু বলিনি প্রথম দিন আমি কিছু, আমি ঠিক আছে টেক 7 days টাইম, আমি এটা দিয়ে দিলাম। 7 দিন বাদে ওর একটা টেস্ট হতো, মানে আমার কাছে আসার আগে 7 দিন আগে উনি ডক্টরের কাছে গেছিলেন, তারপরে 7 দিনের মাথা আমার কাছে এসেছেন, নেক্সট 7 days একটা টেস্ট হবে। আমি ঠিক আছে, আমি আপনাকে মানে ফোর্স করবো না টু হ্যাভ দিস। হ্যাঁ, ওয়াইফ বলছে আমি সব খাওয়াবো, হাজবেন্ড কিছুতেই খেতে, মানে ছেলেটি কিছুতেই খেতে চাইবে না। 7 days বাদে যথারীতি কিচ্ছু কোনো চেঞ্জ হয়নি, নো চেঞ্জ, ক্রিয়েটিনের জায়গায় অ্যালবুমিন আরো কমেছে। তো দেন ও আলটিমেটলি হি সুইচ টু অ্যালবুমিন পাউডার। মানে এই যে ব্রেন, অথচ হি সেন্ডস কে ডায়েটিশিয়ানের কাছে যান, ডায়েটিশিয়ানের থেকে প্রপার ডায়েট প্ল্যান নিন, বাট ওইটা যে মাথায় ঢুকিয়ে দিয়েছে না 6টা 7টা 8টা 9টা এগ বাইটস খান, দিস ইজ মানে এতটাই প্রবলেমেটিক ছিল কে বলার মতো না। তো
Because
এই
this is a
ধরনের
problem
knowledge-ই-
also that doctors are taking, that is our role also, that is a problem. So you need to
Exactly.
educate the patient. So
তো
it is a
আমি
right.
এটা কাউকে হার্ড করে বললাম না, বাট
No.
I'm just sharing the problems that we are getting. So thank you very much for this
Thank
beautiful
you.
session. Okay.
Thank you. Individually, I want to thank each and everyone, that is Brishti, Pallavi, Onushwa, Ankita, Orpita, Chandana, and obviously Nandini and Indrani also for staying with us and presenting. Shuparna, a big thanks in spite of you are quite busy these days, but you have joined with us. Thank you, Madam Mom Bhattacharya, Madam, and all the participants. So thank you and good night, and please join us tomorrow at 7:55 p.m. Only the presenter please stay for some time, and all you can leave. Good night and stay healthy.
Good night, sir.
ও সুনন্দা দি এখন জয়েন করলেন। সুনন্দা দি জাস্ট শেষ করলাম। মোমদি খুব এনরিচিং কিছু জিনিস বললো আজকে আমাদের সাথে, খুব ভালো লাগলো আজকে। ওকে সুনন্দা দি, হাউ ইজ ইউর হেলথ? Okay, so we can start leaving the session one by one. You can leave the session. Pona, you people all please stay for.
Yes, sir.
Indrani also. Sharing the screen, Indrani, please.
So which one?
স্ক্রিনটা শেয়ার করা বন্ধ করে দাও, প্রেজেন্টেশন স্ক্রিনটা।